Hey, thanks for checking out the Next Level Radio YouTube page. Be sure to subscribe to us on iTunes. Just search for Next Level Radio in the podcast list on iTunes. Also, you'll want to head to our website, nextlevelradioonline.com. There you'll find other interviews and podcasts, plus event coverage, as well as blogs for all of our staff. Don't forget to also check out our social media pages, facebook.com/nextlevelradioonline, and Twitter is @NXTLevelRadio. Again, I want to thank you for listening, and hope to see you again soon. And then last one, The Immigrant. It's a drama thriller, mystery, romance, all that good stuff. Mean Streets of Manhattan. Ewa, I think EWA is the main female character's name, falls prey to Bruno, a charming but wicked man who takes her in and forces her into prostitution.
So it sounds like a lighthearted romp.
Yes, exactly. Sounds like a good movie to take the kids out to.
Oh yeah, that's a date night movie.
Hi, this is Claire Coffey.
This is Kevin Bigley.
Hey y'all, this is David Hoffman.
And you're listening
to
the Showcast on
Next Level Radio.
Next Level Radio. Have fun.
This is episode 26 of the Showcast here on the Next Level Network. 4th of July weekend. I am Ben Beck, joined by Adam Gorey and Steve Richards for this episode. Starting off, I know at least one day this past weekend how it was for me, because all three of us were there.
Yeah,
and
you know it.
Dude, that was I haven't laughed that much in a while. Between
game nights are always fun.
Yeah, between some of my cards trumping Steve's and Cards Against Humanity, which
stupid.
Steve and I essentially just gave each other our cards for a couple rounds in a row.
Yeah.
Well, they deserved.
Well, yeah, definitely.
Because we're geniuses.
To really horrible but fun clues playing Heads Up, which was fun.
That's a fun game. I've never played it before that. Before we played it, and that was a really fun game.
That was a lot of fun. And like I said, some of the clues, man, were just... Oh my God, they're hysterical. Blank juice, blank juice, blank juice.
Was ice cream the answer when Lieutenant Dan was said?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, the word was ice cream, and in order to guess, our friend said Lieutenant Dan. Which
is a terrible clue, by the way.
I thought it was great. I thought it was
I would have guessed Forrest Gump.
I would have guessed like Gary Sinise.
Lieutenant Dan ice cream.
Yeah. But that was a fun night. That was on Thursday night. How was everybody's 4th of July?
Good. We actually Friday, July 3rd is when our township has its fireworks show, and you can actually, the park is a couple miles from our house, so we can actually sit on our front lawn and watch them. So we did that.
That's pretty cool.
Fun. Yeah, and then yesterday it was kind of rainy for the morning, but the evening turned out pretty nice, actually. So I think we didn't really go anywhere. We kind of just, my wife and I put Sam to bed, and we went outside and lit a couple ground fireworks, and that was about it.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I went over to a friend's house for 4th of July. A couple friends, actually. Shout out to Chaotic Neutral and their podcast, because that's where I was at. And it was really cool because their neighbors, they have a housing complex across the street, and apparently, I guess they put together a big community thing, and man, they had a couple $1,000 fireworks display just in their housing complex, and you could see it right over the trees from their backyard, and we got up close, didn't have to fight people at parks, didn't have to find parking, we got a great fireworks display right from their backyard. It was great.
Sounds illegal.
I was gonna say, is that in PA? I thought ones that shoot in the air were illegal, right?
I think if you buy a permit, you can do it. But
okay.
If not, man, they got away with one hell of a display because it was awesome.
Well, people in our neighborhood were setting off in the air ones too, and I don't know if most townships don't care or don't enforce it, or on July 4th, there's just too many to actually enforce or what. But I think we saw some places selling them too, though.
Yeah, but they're not the legal kind. Like, they're not the high altitude fireworks. They're more like sparklers, ground fireworks, and stuff like that. And you have to have an out of state ID in order to purchase. You can't just go up to them with a Pennsylvania ID and buy.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, the ground ones I know that they sell, but no, they were actually this stand that's there like year round was selling ones that shoot in the air.
Oh. Well, I mean, but I think you have to have an out of state ID.
Maybe.
In order to
or
buy.
Maybe they just hide it when the cops come.
Maybe.
Yeah,
So-
fireworks are easy to hide.
It didn't look like the most legitimate run thing going on there. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah, I don't know. I will say I did one thing today that I wanted to save to make. I didn't mention it in show prep or anything like that. I purposely saved it to bring up in front of you two. I did something today I've wanted to do for a while. I watched John Wick.
It's on HBO or Netflix. One of
And
those.
I will tell you right now, that is 1
Don't
hour and 40 minutes of my life that I don't want back at all because the movie was awesome.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to like it.
It was.
I knew it.
I will tell you right now, John Wick can kick Neo's ass. It was.
Next topic.
Whoa.
Next topic.
Whoa. Pump
It
the
was-
brakes, bro.
It was.
There is no way that any other Keanu Reeves character is better than The Matrix.
All right, maybe it was a bit of an exaggeration. However,
Yeah.
John Wick was
Better
bad.
watch yourself.
John-
You've been put on watch.
John Wick was badass. It's well deserving of the ratings and the hype that it has. And as I joked about before, because I wasn't sure it was true, it actually does start with somebody killing his dog.
Really?
Yes.
Well, that's a dumb premise.
No, that's not the main reason. I said that's how it starts.
Wait,
Oh,
the
okay.
movie's about a guy killing his dog.
No, it's
Is this like House of Cards?
the whole movie starts with somebody
Was it
killing.
Kevin Spacey that killed his dog?
No, it's not. You guys keep joking, but the movie's awesome, and it's not going to change my mind.
You won't change my mind either. That's why I said next topic.
All right. That being said, let's move the podcast along and let's hit the box office for the week.
What's in the box?
Knowing full well that none of us got our predictions right last week, what do we have for the box office this week?
Oh, really?
I'm assuming, because I've seen some things. I haven't seen the full top 5, but I'm assuming none of us got it right.
Okay. Well, number 5 was Ted 2. That dropped back from number 3 with 11 million for a 2-week total of 58.3. Anybody have that?
That was number 5.
Yeah. Ted 2.
You and I both had that for number 5.
Okay, that's a good start. Unless you're Steve. Number 4, new to the box office, Magic Mike XXL with 11.6 million. Total gross from, because it was a Wednesday opening, is 26.6. That has a 63% on Rotten Tomatoes, 71 from the audience, which is kind of surprising.
And it officially puts all of us out of the running because nobody had Magic Mike at number 4.
Really?
Yep.
Where did I have it?
We both had it at number 3.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Shame on me. Okay. I did not think I did that. Okay. Well, number 3 is Terminator Genesis with 28.7. That was also a Wednesday opening, so total gross right now 44.1. That one has a 27% on Rotten Tomatoes, but a 68 from the audience. So I guess it is for some, not for others.
And I still plan on seeing it. So, I mean, it's a Terminator movie. Like, how can you go wrong with it? I mean,
I'll see it at some point, but not in theaters.
Just probably not in theaters.
Yeah.
And again, putting us all further out, we both had Magic Mike at number 3, and Steve had Inside Out at number 3.
Okay.
Son of
What
a
did we have at number 4?
bitch.
Terminator?
You and I both had Inside Out at number 4, and Steve had Ted 2 at number 4.
Okay.
I flipped Magic Mike. I had Magic Mike at 5. Or is that not true?
You had Magic Mike at 5, yes.
Well, number 2 and number 1 are the same as last week. Inside Out, still at number 2. with 30.1 for a 3-week total of 246.1, and Jurassic World beating it by 800,000, 30.9 million for a 4-week gross of 558 million. And I just saw it today, so I contributed to that 30.9, about $20 worth, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. Yeah, I liked the ending with the T-Rex and the raptor. Kind of just looked at each other and were like, cool.
Which was awesome.
And then just walked away.
Yeah. The whole fight scene at the end was just amazing.
Yeah. Oh, that was really cool. I won't really spoil anything for anyone who still hasn't seen it in the 4 weeks, but if I can get out and see it with a 7-month-old, you should be able to go see it. No, but I would give it like an 8, I think. I don't remember what you guys ended up giving it, but I think that's what I would put it at. It's a good movie. I think Steve said it was the second best one, and I think you might have said that too. I agree with that.
It's not hard to be the second best one in that franchise.
Very true. Very true. It's like John Wick being the second best Keanu Reeves movie.
I never said it was the best Keanu Reeves movie. I just said it was damn awesome.
I know. It's probably the second best, right? It's not hard.
No, I don't know, because Replacements is still really good.
Yeah, it is. That's the one.
That's true. I forgot about Replacements.
Replacements is still really good, and I mean, there's still Bill and Ted. I'd put John Wick ahead of Bill and Ted.
Yeah, it's tough because I mean they're different kinds of movies.
Yeah,
so he doesn't really usually do action well. Usually,
dude, yeah, but man, I'm telling you, some of the scenes, man, are like so up close and personal. Like, and if you got more points for headshots, like in Call of Duty, man, he was ranking up points. Because it didn't matter how many shots he put into the dude's body. Like every guy he fought, it didn't matter how many shots he put into his body, he finished him with a headshot. It was amazing.
Sweet.
It was awesome.
All right. Well, I'll check it out at some point. It is on HBO. So, coming out this week, though, July 10th. It's actually a decent week. There's three big openings, so we'll have a little bit of guessing to do here in the box office. Minions, the animated spin-off prequel of Despicable Me 1 and 2. Sandra Bullock, John Hamm, Michael Keaton. Minions, Stuart, Kevin, and Bob are recruited by Scarlet Overkill, a supervillain who, alongside her inventor husband Herb, hatches a plot to take over the world. I think we talked about this. Was it last week in Trailer Trash?
Yep.
So we all kind of gave our thoughts about that. Also coming out, oh, by the way, that is nationwide. Coming out as well, The Gallows, which is a horror movie. 20 years after a horrific accident during a small-town school play, students at the school resurrect the failed show in a misguided attempt to honor the anniversary of the tragedy, but soon discover that some things are better left alone. That is a nationwide release as well. Selfless, which we talked about in Trailer Trash a few weeks ago, with Ryan Reynolds, Ben Kingsley, a few other people. An extremely wealthy man dying from cancer undergoes a radical medical procedure that transfers his consciousness into the body of a healthy young man. But all is not as it seems when he starts to uncover the mystery of the body's origin and the organization that will kill to protect its cause. That one coming out in 2,400 theaters. Limited release for Tangerine, which is a dramedy with, let's see, Maya Taylor, Katana Kiki Rodriguez, sorry. That one is about a working girl who tears through Tinseltown on Christmas Eve searching for a pimp who broke her heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
As I read that, I was kind of confused, but okay.
Calendar appropriate.
I was just thinking that too. Like, okay, 6 months from now would have been fine. Another limited release documentary called Nowitzki, The Perfect Shot.
Yeah.
About Dirk Nowitzki from the NBA, which I did not even know that was coming out until I just read it. I don't have numbers on this last one. It's a documentary about Ben Beck. It's called Do I Sound Gay?
Shut up.
How many theaters?
It doesn't say.
You're an asshole.
Probably just Ben's house. It's an upcoming documentary about the stereotype of the gay voice.
I'm going off on my own.
Voice. That's actually an interesting. I'm actually interested.
Do you see who's in it? It's George Takei and Tim Hutt.
George. Yeah, that's it.
That's fantastic.
Now I'm definitely interested to see it.
Yeah.
directed by Dave Thorpe, who's also starring in it. But yeah, that is it for what's coming out this week. By the way, just a preview of next week. You have Ant-Man and Trainwreck coming out, but we'll save that for next week's podcast. So top 5. Let's start. I'll go first this time, since I always make you guys go first. So, number 1, I'm gonna have to go with Minions. Number 2, I'll go with Inside Out. Ben, are you writing this down?
I am writing it down. Don't worry.
Okay, good. Okay, I'm just making sure, because I won't remember. It's like when you study for a test and then you take the test and afterwards you don't remember a damn thing.
It's not like we're recording a podcast we can go back to or something if, one of us doesn't write it down. But
I don't listen to the podcast.
Number 3, Jurassic World. Number 4, The Gallows, and number 5, Selfless.
Alrighty.
This is a tough one.
It is a tough one. How about
Steve, you can go.
Yeah.
I came prepared this week. Get
Oh.
your pencils out. And there's going to be a distinct winner because mine's completely different.
Perfect.
1 is Minions. Like I said,
So far, not different
Like
at
I
all.
said, completely different. 2, Terminator.
Whoa.
3, Jurassic Park.
World.
3, Jurassic
He's called
Park.
it Jurassic Park for the 3 weeks in a row.
I know.
Took you
4,
this long to
And he's
correct.
technically an automatic loser because Jurassic Park is not in the box office right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jurassic Park made no money this week.
4 is Inside Out. And 5 is The Gallows.
So Selfless isn't even going to make the top 5.
That's all wishing and hoping. I'm just trying to will that to failure.
To fail.
This is a tough one to predict this week.
Well, because you had 3 movies that made over $25 million and 3 new movies coming in that have the potential to make that.
But see, I don't agree with that. I haven't seen Jack on Selfless or The Gallows.
I say potential.
I haven't seen anything.
Gallows has
on
been
either
all
one.
over TV.
Yeah, Gallows is everywhere.
You need to get cable.
Really, yeah, I don't have cable, so
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
watch it.
How can you see anything about any movie then?
Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm gonna go. Minions is gonna open at number 1, followed by Jurassic World is gonna get bumped to number 2. I'm gonna say Inside Out at number 3. Oh man. I'm gonna say Terminator at. Yeah, I'm gonna say Terminator at 4 and The Gallows at 5. Selfless isn't even gonna make the top 5.
It is possible. Gallows does not yet have a Rotten Tomato rating. Minions at 75. Selfless at 17 already. So
I kind of don't even want to put The Gallows in the top 5, but I mean, if it's getting a lot of publicity on TV,
it's
feel
the only
I
horror
gotta put it in
movie.
there.
It's the only horror movie coming in. So
Yeah, but horror movies in the summer do horribly.
is that a play on words?
Yeah, kind of, I guess.
All right. Well, as long as you got those written down,
Yeah, I'll stick with it.
we can move on then.
Are we
all
checking
right.
if he's writing these in pen? Or
I'm
is he
writing
just
them in
changing
pen.
All right.
And it's again, it's not like we don't have recording of this to go back to.
Still don't listen.
All right, moving on to my end of the box office with the DVD and Blu-ray releases for the week. Starting off first with Woman in Gold, starring Helen Mirren and
Is
Ryan
that a
Reynolds.
prequel to Woman in Black?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Maria Altman, and Jewish refugee, takes on the Austrian government to recover artwork she believes rightfully belongs to her family.
It's the same plot.
$32.8 million at the box office, 53% from the critics, 83% from the audience, though. So the audience tend to liked it more than the critics. Buy Netflix or pass? What are we giving this one? We'll start with Steve.
It is Dump on Ryan Reynolds week here at the Richards household. I will not be seeing this.
All right. How about you, Adam?
I only watch movies of Ryan Reynolds with a goatee. So not a lot.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it... shit. I don't want to completely pass, but yeah, I'm going to completely pass.
Well, then it's a 3 for that one, because the next Ryan Reynolds movie I plan on seeing will be Deadpool.
Yeah.
And no movie before that with Ryan Reynolds. So, yeah, it's going to be a pass for me as well. Moving on next to Kill Me 3 Times, starring Simon Pegg and Teresa Palmer. 9% from the critics on Rotten Tomatoes, 32% from the audience. No box office take because it did not get a U.S. release. It was only released over in the U.K. I've seen it, so I can't really say buy, rent, or pass if I hadn't seen it already. But we'll start with you, Adam.
I didn't really hear anything about it, probably because it was a UK release. So I'm going to give it a pass.
Steve?
Yep, the good old 9% will convince me to not see this.
I've seen it once. I'd probably watch it again just because Simon Pegg is actually really well done in it, is really good in it. The rest of the cast, not so much. And the story, not so much.
We should point out that you're also Simon Pegg biased.
I kind yeah, but I'm not giving it a buy. I'm giving it like I'll watch it on TV if I come across it.
Okay.
So
I mean, for anybody who's not like a huge Simon Pegg fan, you're probably not going to like it.
No,
this
you'll
is
probably
coming
pass.
this is coming from a Simon Pegg fan.
Yeah, exactly. Next, we have Maggie, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and Abigail Breslin. I didn't even give the description of Kill Me 3 Times, but that's right.
That's okay.
Yeah. Next, though, is Maggie with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Abigail Breslin. A teenage girl in the Midwest becomes infected by an outbreak of a disease that slowly turns the infected into cannibalistic zombies. During her transformation, her loving father stands by her side. Limited release in theaters and only made a little under $1 million. 52% on Rotten Tomatoes, 35% from the audience, so the audience hated it even more. Buy, rent, Netflix, or pass. We'll go to Steve on this one.
Netflix, I want to see this. I'm excited about it for some reason.
Adam?
I don't know. I'm starting to get worn out on these zombie things, but it's Schwarzenegger in a somewhat serious role, so I'll check it out at some point, so I'll give it a Netflix.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I wanted to see this since I saw the trailer, and it actually did really well at the film festivals, but for some reason when it hit theaters, just didn't take with the audience. So I'm still going to check it out. I'm going to give it a Netflix as well. So
I wonder if he has to pull like a Will Smith, I Am Legend dog thing in the end.
And snap his daughter's neck.
Yeah.
That would be kind of dark.
That would be a reason for the audience to not like it.
Well, unless you don't like Abigail Breslin. Then,
That's fair.
Yeah, then it's a good reason to watch.
Is she in Kick-Ass? Different?
No, you're thinking of
Zoe something, right?
oh God, what the hell's her name? Crap. No, Abigail Breslin was from Little Miss Sunshine with Steve Carell.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
And Zombieland, so another zombie movie for her. Whereas this time she actually is the zombie. And last, certainly not least, for DVD Blu-ray releases, don't know what took this one so long, but American Sniper, starring Bradley Cooper and Sienna Miller. 73% on Rotten Tomatoes, 85% from the audience. $350 million in the box office. Navy SEAL sniper Chris Kyle's pinpoint accuracy saves countless lives on the battlefield and turns him into a legend. Back home, his wife and kids. After 4 tours of duty, however, Chris finds that it is the war he can't leave behind. I kind of automatically assume where we're going with this, but buy, Netflix, or pass. We'll go with Adam.
By the way, it wasn't Zoe. It was Chloe Grace Moretz, who I was thinking of.
Okay.
From Kick-Ass. But yeah, this is a buy. Outside of the fake baby, everything in this movie was great.
How about you, Steve?
I'm completely over the fake baby and wasn't worried about it to begin with. And I will be seeing this. Actually, I won't see it if it's on like regular TV because they won't be able to show most of the movie. So I don't think it'll ever get on regular TV. But I'll watch it when it gets on a premium channel or something like that.
So yeah, I'm gonna give it a buy just because I thought the movie was fantastic. So didn't even realize it was coming out finally because it had kind of left my brain. Because it had been so long, but I will probably pick this one up, so it's going to be a buy for me as well.
Yeah, I don't know if I officially said, but if I didn't, it's a bye.
Yeah, I think it was pretty clear what you were giving it. But that's going to wrap it up for DVD and Blu-ray releases for the week. Before we move on to the Trailer Trash segment, we have to mention this week's interviews that I neglected to mention in the beginning of the podcast.
Way to go, dude.
It's a Fox week this week, starting first with comedian Godfrey from Fox's Bullseye and Shannyn Sossamon from Fox's Wayward Pines. So 2 interviews this week, 2 fun interviews, I know. At least from me. Adam, I'm sure you can agree they were both a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So,
I'll talk about them more after we play them.
Yeah, definitely. But before we play those interviews, it's time to move on to Steve's Trailer Trash.
Howdy, y'all. It's time for the Trailer Trash.
All right, Steve, what you got?
Sweet. I start with a documentary called I Am Chris Farley. It's a documentary about Chris Farley. It's set for release. Actually, it's already out. June 15th, for some reason, the trailer made the rounds this week. But that was a Canada release, so I'm assuming it'll be coming out, probably limited in the United States. It's one of those documentaries where they get a bunch of famous people to talk about a topic, so I don't really want to go through everyone, so I'll just name the first 10 people that are mentioned, which are Adam Sandler, Christina Applegate, Mike Myers, Bob Odenkirk, Dan Aykroyd, David Spade, Bo Derek, Molly Shannon, Bob Saget, and Chris Farley from some archive footage. So that'll be pretty cool to see him do some stuff. I'm sure it'll be SNL stuff, but probably some interviews as well. So what did you guys think of the Chris Farley trailer, and are you interested, Adam?
Yeah, I mean, I don't watch a ton of documentaries, but there are a few that are ones that, I would go out of my way to watch. And this is one of them, especially growing up, in the 90s when he was, pretty much hot until he died. So, no, and if you're a documentary person and you watch a lot of documentaries, I got to think this is top of your list. I mean, especially with just those 10 people you read, you could read the next 10 and they're all household names. So this is a trash to treasure for me for sure.
Cool, Ben.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I was a big Farley fan growing up, not just from SNL, but obviously from Tommy Boy, Beverly Hills Ninja, Black Sheep, a ton of stuff that he has done. I've been a huge Farley fan for a while, and still am. I still love those movies. The person's take I'm more interested in hearing than anybody else is David Spade's. Just because David Spade they were best friends. I mean, David Spade took it the hardest. But I'm definitely looking forward to this one. This is an absolute trash to treasure for me as well.
Cool, yeah, let's be the same across the board then. I think it'll be fun to watch the documentary, not only for the Chris Farley interviews, but I would look forward to just looking back on his old SNL stuff too. So they'll probably just show his best work, which will be cool to see. So, yeah, it'll be entertaining throughout. Next I have a reboot of the Transporter series called The Transporter Refueled, obviously an action thriller, set for release in September 4th of 2015. Frank Martin is played by Ed Skrein, who hasn't really done much yet, but he will be, is it Ajax or Ajax in Deadpool? I'm not completely familiar with how to pronounce, but he's in the new Deadpool movie.
I don't know, but he was also in Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
until they replaced him with the guy that I like less.
Yeah, for 3 episodes he was in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
So yeah, what did you think of the Transporter reboot, Ben?
Okay, I'm going to start with this. Does this series really need to be rebooted already? Considering that Statham is still alive and still kicking ass? I mean, seriously, I love the Transporter movies. I think they were all great. They're all so much fun. I don't know if this series has to be rebooted already just yet. That being said, I think it looks like it really kicks ass. So chances are it looks like a Transporter movie. I mean, from the last 3 that I've seen. So I would probably go and... I don't know if I would go to the trailer, if I would go to theaters to see it.
Just give in and say you would.
Yeah, it's probably a trash to treasure. I'm leaning more towards trash to treasure than recycle bin with this one.
Attaboy.
Alrighty, what do you got, Adam?
Let's leave it in the recycle bin for me. Mainly
Okay,
because
good analysis.
I didn't see the original Transporters, and I've been meaning to. But actually, to Ben's point, it does look like it kicks ass pretty cool. So I'm gonna leave it in the recycle bin until I see the original Transporter movies.
Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and set this one on fire. And we have, at least we have we've run the gamut here.
You already have fuel for it. It's refueled.
Yep, it's refueled. Set the fuel on fire. Yeah, these just don't interest me. I didn't see the first Transporters, and I wasn't really interested in them. I'm kind of saturated with ones that are with cooler people than some guy I've never heard of named Ed Skrein. So I think, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and leave this one behind and talk about the next movie, which is Creed.
All right.
Set for a Thanksgiving Day release. It's kind of a sequel, I guess, to the Rocky series. Former world heavyweight champion Rocky Balboa serves as a trainer and mentor to Adonis Creed, the son of his late friend and former rival Apollo Creed. Rocky is played by Sylvester Stallone, believe it or not. Michael Jordan himself plays Adonis Johnson, and Graham McTavish makes an appearance as well. Yeah, what did you think of the trailer here for Creed, Adam?
Actually, like, I don't know if I'm just trying to remove the Rocky element from it, like, because it doesn't necessarily look like your normal Rocky movie, which I think might be a good thing, because all of them are kind of corny in a way, and then once it got to like 5 and 6 wasn't bad.
Balboa was awesome. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
6 wasn't bad. I'm gonna leave this one in the recycle bin too, though. I want to see a little bit more of it before I make a decision on it. But it does look, it's got my attention. I'll say that.
Alrighty, Ben.
Going off what Adam said, where taking the Rocky thing out of it, it doesn't look like a Rocky movie. When you watch the trailer is set up purposely like that. You don't see Rocky until towards the end of this trailer, and I think that's because it's trying to set itself apart from the Rocky movies. That being said, it's also kind of technically being billed as Rocky 7. So, I agree with you that some of the other movies were kind of corny. 1 was fantastic. 2, 3, 4 was great. 5
was good.
Against
5 was terrible
against Ivan Drago. 5 doesn't exist in my eyes.
Yeah,
it just doesn't. 6 completely made up for 5 because Rocky Balboa was fantastic.
Is that when he fought Mason the Line Dixon?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
forgot that's what his nickname was.
I'm looking forward to this one. This one, I'm giving it trash to treasure. I want to see it.
I forgot to bring up the most important part and tell you that Mrs. Cosby is Adonis Creed's mother in the movie, who you'll see in the trailer. I'm not interested in this, but I mean, it looks cool enough, and Philly, bro, that I won't set it on fire. But I'm not interested, and I probably won't see this just because of the track record of the Rocky movies, which we kind of talked about. So, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and leave this one in the recycle bin.
Your track records, man. You guys aren't paying attention. I'm telling you, Rocky did great. Rocky Balboa did great.
Yeah, and John Wick is fantastic.
It is. You guys have no taste in
Same
movies.
director in this one is Fruitvale Station, by the way, which I did not see, but I heard it got good reviews. Michael B. Jordan also in that one.
You have no taste in movies.
So Queen of the Desert also came out this week. It's a biography/drama set for release in 2015. A chronicle of Gertrude Bell's life, a traveler, writer, archaeologist, explorer, cartographer, and political attaché for the British Empire at the dawn of the 20th century. Written and directed by Werner Herzog, who most importantly did The Grizzly Man, which is awesome, and go see it. Nicole Kidman plays Gertrude Bell. James Franco is also in it. Robert Pattinson got the "and" credit in the trailer, #Team Edward, and Damian Lewis, who is Brody for all you Homeland fans out there. I'm not sure whose turn it is. Adam, I think. What do you think of Queen of the Desert?
That's a load of crap.
Ben, I think. What do you think of Queen of the Desert?
Just the fact that you guys have lost all credibility with me just because you said hashtag Team Edward. You lost it.
Whoa! You guys?
I meant you lost all
Team
credit.
Jacob.
You lost.
Do I sound gay?
You lost all credibility by giving Creed a pass. So
I didn't give Creed a pass. I said keep it in the recycle bin.
Well, I mean, you kind of said like Rocky Balboa was just okay. No,
I said Balboa was okay.
I'm speaking like Rocky, so
I said it sucked. So
I know you lost credibility with that
you're
too.
Getting me mixed up with Steve.
Anyway, back to Queen of the Desert. I almost fell asleep halfway through.
Oh my god, it's so boring.
It's so boring.
It
Thank
really
God.
is so boring.
I don't really need to go over anything else. The trailer is entirely too long. It's
The
so
movie's
boring.
over 2 hours long. If you can stay awake throughout that whole movie.
It's, oh my god, this is such a dumpster fire. I don't need to say anything more.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead, Adam.
Yeah, it's a dumpster fire. I mean, I have no idea what happened in the trailer. I couldn't tell you a damn thing about the movie. You read the synopsis. I still couldn't tell you what it's about.
Yeah.
It's a dumpster fire.
Yeah, it's a dumpster fire. The trailer is supposed to, I don't know, man. It's supposed to entice people to watch the movie. I'm so glad that someone else said how boring it was. Because I thought I just wasn't paying attention to it or something. It's so boring. Like, there's nothing else to it. The trailer does the exact opposite of what it should be doing. So,
yeah, if
it
the
doesn't
movie's
bode well
anything,
for the movie.
Yeah, if the movie's anything like the trailer, it's going to be a boring 2 hours and 8 minutes.
And also, like I said, they gave Robert Pattinson the "and" credit. I've never thought I would see that in my entire life. So.
Yeah, you give like Lawrence Fishburne the "and" credit.
Yeah. You don't have to give somebody an "and" credit, right? Can't you just list people if nobody deserves it? Or you could give it. I guess you can't give it to Nicole Kidman because she's the main one. But
no, give it to Franco if you're going to give it to anybody.
Yeah, that's
He's
fair.
done enough.
Yeah, you can give it to Franco too.
You
All
know?
right, moving on. That movie sucks. Next one. We close with a comedy, as I like to do here. Staten Island Summer, July 31st, 2015. Like I said, it's a comedy. Pals Danny and Frank spend the summer after high school working as lifeguards while figuring out their future. The director is Rhys Thomas, who's a big SNL guy, and why, you ask? Because Lorne Michael is a producer of this movie. There aren't many famous people in it. Kate Walsh, who made her fame as a Grey's Anatomy person and probably doesn't want you to know that she was the main character in a show called Bad Judge that just got canceled. Jim Gaffigan.
Private Practice.
Yeah, sure. Jim Gaffigan is in it as well. Bobby Moynihan, like I said, SNL. And Method Man's in it. So
I was going to say, shout out
sweet.
to Method Man.
Yeah, shout out Method Man. That's sweet. Yeah, what do you guys think of Staten Island Summer? You get to start, Adam.
Yeah, throughout the whole trailer, and Ben and I were talking about this off air, we're just like, well, there's a lot of SNL people popping up in this trailer. And then, you find out Lorne Michaels presents Staten Island Summer, so that makes sense. It kind of looks like a cross between The Sandlot and Superbad.
That's a weird one.
Which I like. I'm on board with this. I like it. Colin Jost is a writer for it who does the daily or the weekend update for SNL. That one of our very segments is ripped off of. I'm gonna give this one a trash to treasure. I think it looked good. Ashley Greene's in it, who if you do watch the Twilight movies is in those, but take that out of the equation because Google her outside the Twilight movies. She is so hot.
Gorgeous. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Not ugly.
Yeah, so I'm in agreement with Adam. This it's got a lot of great SNL power behind it. I can't think of anybody's names off the top of my head, but as Adam said, it's produced by Lorne Michaels, so obviously it's got a lot of the SNL cast backing it up.
Colin Jost was in it too. He was in the trailer. One
Was
of the
he?
police officers, yeah.
I love Jim Gaffigan, so that was a good selling point for me, seeing him in the opening scene of the trailer. In which, by the way, side note, when the Jim Gaffigan Show airs on July 15th, watch it. It is fucking hysterical. But back to this. It has more... I can kind of see the Sandlot meets... What was it? Sandlot meets...
Super bad.
Super bad. I can kind of see that. To me, it has more. I don't know if you guys have seen it before, but it's got more of an Adventureland feel to it.
Is that Ryan Reynolds?
No, you're thinking of Waiting.
No.
Oh,
It was
they worked at an amusement park.
Yeah, who's playing Lex Luthor? What's his name?
Oh, that's
Eisenberg.
Jesse Eisenberg. Yeah.
He was in the movie I'm thinking of.
Yes, that's Adventureland.
Yeah,
So is
Ryan
Kristen
Reynolds is
Stewart.
in that. Yeah, Ryan
Hashtag
Reynolds
Team
is in
Edward.
that movie.
He is?
Yeah.
I don't think he is.
Yes.
I'm looking at the tech cast right now, and he is not listed.
He's in the movie that I'm thinking of.
Well,
I don't
then
know
it's
if we're thinking of the same movie.
Fight.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds is not listed in Adventureland at all. So you
All right. Well, maybe I'm thinking of a different movie then.
maybe.
No,
But-
bro, he's on the poster. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. He got
Is
the
he?
"and" credit, bro. Come at me. Come at me.
Okay, then I take it back.
John Wick's the best movie ever made.
I never said that. Anyway, I'm giving Staten Island Summer a trash to treasure.
Sweet. So am I. I think it's going to be fun. I don't know if I'm going to see it in theater, but I think the trailer did a good job of selling the movie in the polar opposite of whatever shit we just talked about in the last movie. I forgot the title already.
Queen
yeah,
of
I
the
think this will be
Damned,
funny, and it'll be worth seeing. So I don't know if I'll see it in theater, but it's a treasure as far as the trailer goes. And it's a good way to end this week's trash to treasure trailer trash.
You all right there, Steve?
Caesar.
And you're gonna bust on me for the way I was talking about Rocky Balboa.
That's all, folks.
Padilla.
See, you guys should never crack on people who screw up because we all end up doing it at some point throughout the podcast.
It's more fun to crack on you for it, though.
Yeah, I know. So that's going to wrap it up for that segment. We are going to take our first break. When we come back, we are going to have our full interview with Godfrey from Fox's Bullseye. So stick around, and you'll hear that right after this.
Hey all, this is David Hoffman from NBC's Crossbones, and you are listening to Next Level Radio. Have fun.
All right, everybody. Our first guest this week is a touring comedian who's been in a ton of TV and films, but can be seen every Wednesday night alongside Kellen Lutz on Fox's Bullseye, which I think is a hit summer show for them right now. Please welcome to the program, as he said during a promo he just cut for us, comedian extraordinaire Godfrey. Godfrey, how you doing?
What's up? How you guys doing, man? You're out of Philly, right?
Yeah, we're out of Philly, and you were
Just
just
missed you.
yeah, we just missed you.
At Helium, yeah, man. Sweet-ass club, and it was a great turnout considering it's summertime and it was raining.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you what you thought of Helium, because it's. Have you ever been there before?
Oh, this is like my fifth or sixth time there. It's a great club. It's an A club. Mark Grossman, the owner, he has a couple clubs. Helium in Buffalo, Helium in Portland. He has Charlie Goodnight in North Carolina. That guy's doing pretty well. He has really A-list clubs, man. They're really nice. The Helium's great.
Yeah, I've been Helium quite a few times to see some shows and such, and I love it there.
And they just redid it too. They got the new bar. It just looks really nice. It's a nice club.
Yeah,
Philly
definitely.
should be lucky. Philly should be they should be filling that place up every week.
I think.
That place should be fucking filled every week.
Yeah, I think they do. I think every show that I've been to, it's pretty much been a packed full house. So it's.
Yeah, no matter who's there, it's just a great club, and a lot of good talent comes through, and especially if you're really unknown, it's good that build a fan base in Philly, you know?
Yeah, I think some of the best shows I've seen there, actually. I've gone to a couple, like, open mic nights and improv nights there, and they've been, some of the best shows I've seen have come out of those, and the people are just great, and I think Philly's a good comedy town.
You're right, exactly. That's
You're
you know?
there for a few days, right? Do you get to hang out at all?
Yeah, I hang out a little bit with some of the staff people, other comics, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I've been around Philly a lot of times, so, you know, kind of do the same kind of thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a second home now.
Yeah, exactly. Hop keeping a jump away from New York, so not a big deal.
Yeah. Is that where you're from? Are you East Coast or West Coast?
Originally Chicago.
Okay. Yeah, and I think with your tour, that's where you're headed next too, right? Back to Chicago.
I'm Denver. I'll be in Denver this week. That's going to be over by the time this airs. But Denver, I'm Chicago, right? I'll be Chicago, Cleveland, all those. Yeah, I gotta update my website. Shit. It changes all the time. Ever since I started the Bullseye thing, it changed a lot of my dates. But you can always go on the website of any comedy club. You know what I mean? Whether it's like the Chicago Improv in Schaumburg, which is a great club. You know, and it's always nice to go back home. You know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I want to mention this real quick before we get back into Bullseye. You are on Twitter at Godfrey Comedian. You are actually the first guest of ours in over 60-plus guests that we've had. The first one who actually followed us on Twitter before we followed you and before we had you on the show. So congratulations and thank you.
So I'm your first guest ever?
No.
You're the first one who followed us prior to being on the podcast.
Sorry, I don't know why I'm not listening. I can't comprehend words anymore.
So
Okay, that's cool.
we got the notification. We're like, whoa, Godfrey's following us on Twitter. You're a secret.
How long you guys been doing this?
About a year and a half.
How's it going?
It's going pretty well. The guests we're keep getting bigger and bigger, and the number that we're doing. I mean, when we first started this, back January of last year, we were doing one guest maybe a month, every 2-3 weeks to a month, and now we're two to three a week at the rate we've been going the past couple of weeks.
Well, that's great.
So, and now we're getting people, like the caliber of yourself, on the show.
Yeah.
All right. Damn right.
Yeah, that's damn right.
All right.
But on the topic of Bullseye, I wanted to mention Adam and I have been watching. I've been watching since the beginning. I know Adam has too, and we're huge fans of this show. And what I love about this show is pretty much its Fear Factor, which I know the producers of Fear Factor are some of the people that are behind it too. But what I love about it is its Fear Factor minus eating.
Minus eating goat balls and cows.
Yeah.
And, goat penises. And no cockroach sandwiches and shit.
No.
It's awesome. It's all basically you're like a stunt man or a stunt woman, which is pretty awesome. You're like being pulled, hanging under a helicopter, under semi-trucks, being pulled by a race car, jumping in an ocean, trying to hit a bullseye. You either hit the bullseye with your body or you throw bullseye bombs at a bullseye. It's awesome. It's like your Mission Impossible type shit,
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and I know I was a big fan of Fear Factor, and I watched Fear Factor all the time, and every time they would do a stunt, I would be like, yeah, I want to do that. I actually want to do that. It's, and then the moment they got to something that they were eating, I was like, nope, done. I'm checked out. I want any part of this.
Not that, right? Exactly. It's like American Ninja Warrior, that's a pretty cool show.
Yeah.
Whenever it's physical challenges, whenever it's some obstacle course type of thing or physical challenges, people want to get into it, especially when there's money involved. Because, each episode someone wins $50,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's not bad. It's not too sloppy.
No, not at all. And with the degree of the stunts, I'm curious because you're, like as I said during the intro, it's you and Kellen Lutz, and Kellen is more with the contestants, and you're usually with the contestants down by the actual stunt itself.
Right.
And
I break it down. I break down the stunts, and I'm more the comedic type. I like to, I interview the contestants and try to throw in some jokes here and there.
Yeah.
And, they're going to show what they show, but it's hilarious because I've done so much stuff where they can't show on TV. It's really great because I'm the comedic part to the whole thing, which is a major part because, you want to have people laughing and the whole nine.
Yeah.
You don't want to be that damn serious, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, it's cool, man. I break down the stunt, interview the contestants, and it's great. It's an equal share of duties on that thing, so it's good. I'm glad that I'm doing the comedic part,
Yeah, and I think the comedic part actually helps to ease the tension with some of the contestants too. I mean, because some of that stuff can be downright intimidating when you're in front of it, and it makes me wonder. It makes me wonder. Have you ever had any people, during the taping of the show that have just flat out chickened out, like they won't do it?
No, not really, man. I mean, some of them there were a few afraid of heights, but they were like, I'm ready to do this, man. They knew what they were in for, because most of them know what they're in for. They know what kind of game show it's going to be, and there's some people there that do different game shows. That's what they do. They go to different game shows all the time. So, you know, they may see the stunt and go, "Oh man, I'm afraid of heights," but they pretty much do it, man.
Yeah.
That money. Oh my God! I win this shit, man.
You'll eat bull testicles for money. I think you could jump off a building.
Right? or jump off building. Which one?
Yeah.
Building.
Yeah.
All day, every day.
Building every time for me.
Everything. No goat dick.
I gotta ask, ever any impulses or attempts to want to do these stunts yourself? See what it's like?
Fuck no. You know what it is? It's when they asked me, hey, would you do one of the stunts? I got racial on them. I said, listen, first of all, I'm not blonde hair, so you guys can lose me. You know, remember, there was a show called Miami Vice. I'm Tubbs, okay? I'm not Don Johnson. Keller's Don Johnson, so, he tried one of the stunts. Kind of got hurt a little bit, but we waited for him to heal up. I don't know about me, so I ain't taking any chances. So if, cross fingers, we get some more episodes, some more seasons, God willing, I hope, because I think the show is phenomenal. Just watching the stunts myself before they edited it down for the show, it was incredible. I was like, wow, this is actually awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It is really kick-ass. Our stunt crew is amazing. John Crow, executive producer, Scott Larson, Rupert Thompson. I mean, we have the best crew, man. Everybody's fun, and they're all really creative dudes. They're like little kids, man. They're like big kids. Big kids, and it's just so much fun on that set. I had a ball, and I hope that we can do this again, man, because this show looks like it can last, you know?
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, how long did Fear Factor go for? Fear Factor went for
7 seasons, no?
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't see any reason why Bullseye couldn't do the same thing.
I think so. You just always gotta wait. Yeah, you never know what anybody's thinking or who the powers that be. I have no idea, but people in the streets are like, "Yo, man, I love that show. My family loves that show. I'm addicted." I'm like, "Great."
Yeah.
I'll cross my fingers.
People are addicted to the game show, and like we mentioned, your portion of it, you're right up with the contestants, right next to them when they're about to do whatever dangerous stunt they're about to do. And Kellen, like we mentioned, is back in safety. And I know you don't have the urge to do any of the stunts, but have you ever almost gotten taken out while they're doing the stunts? Because I know the one, I think it was like the drag car one that was basically doing donuts. You're standing in the center of that car that's going in circles around you. I mean, that's even a little intimidating in itself.
Well, this is what I love about the stunt team. They make sure that you're not too close to any of the stunts. They shoot it to where it looks really cool, where you're not in danger. So we test it out. They test the distances out. That stunt team is sick, man. A lot of those stunt guys have at least 20, 30 years between them. I mean, it's more than that, actually. There's guys from the 70s. Like, there's one where we have a semi doing donuts. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we have semi-stunt truck drivers, dude. It's like crazy.
That's awesome.
That's quite a profession. How do you get into that profession? Stunt truck driver.
You just got to be kind of crazy, man.
How many episodes did you guys tape for this season? Because I wasn't able to find online how long this is going to go.
How many what?
How many episodes did you guys tape this season?
We did like eight episodes out the box, and it's almost like it's summertime, so our rating so far has been pretty decent,
Yeah.
Our strong demographic is between 18 and 34, which is very important. And so, we did 8, so we got a couple more weeks. I have no idea how this goes. This is my first network show where I'm actually important. So I have no freaking clue of what the hell is going to happen after this. I just know so far so good. I just know. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just waiting. I hope, what I mean, that it keeps going, because that show's kick-ass, man.
So do we.
Yeah.
I hope so, too.
I'm curious. You said, you know, you're the comic relief of the people and you get to deal with all the contestants while they're down there. And again, as I said earlier, it probably helps to ease some tension. But there's been some things that some of these contestants have said that have made air that just make me lower my head and shake my head. And I'm curious, like, have you ever really had like any like true, like, what the fuck moments? Like that you never said out loud, but like just running through your head, like, what is with these people?
Yeah, there's a few people who said some crazy shit. And I'm like, what? You know? And I think some of them do it just because they know they're going to be on TV.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it adds to the, like, intensity of it. Like, people go, what's wrong with that dude? Yeah, and some of them are just nuts, man. They're just crazy adrenaline freaks, man. They'll do anything. They're like, I love this shit. I don't care. I don't care what it takes. You know, I'll eat anything. I'll eat anything, jump over anything. You know, and it's really, and everybody's from different walks of life. Some are waiters, teachers. I mean, and what's really cool is sometimes women win, sometimes men win. It's even. Because when you're hanging from a helicopter, everybody's equal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's some really good-looking women that come in on that show. Let me tell you.
Man. It's pretty awesome. And I love it that it's even like that because you could be a chick that's 5'5" against a dude that's 6'6", and she wins because she was maybe her low center of gravity helped her out, and the guy that was bigger it didn't help him out. Physics takes a big, plays a big part in this whole thing, especially when you're dealing with vehicles like semis and helicopters and shit like that. So it's not just always your strength or your height. Sometimes it's just like, wow, this car is swinging this way or this truck's swinging this way, and I'm in the perfect position. You know, so that's what I like about it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely more strategy than physicality. I mean, I think like a physicist would probably be pretty good at the show, calculating everything. But and there's definitely this consistent point that I feel like at least once a show, one of the contestants says it's harder than it looks. And it looks when you're sitting on your couch, you know, it looks. A lot of them don't look. I won't say easy, but they look doable. But every time everybody says it's harder than it looks. Why do you think that is?
But that's the key. These shows are designed to look doable, to look dangerous but look doable. You know what I mean? There's a balance, man. Because, like for instance, we had one where we have a semi truck driving along a pier, and we have a person kind of standing on this ledge, and as the truck is driving along the pier, there's a bullseye in the water, and they got to kind of position their body to jump and aim their body in a bullseye. Now that looks easy as hell.
Right.
You're like, it's like jumping into a swimming pool and landing on one of those floating ducks. You know what I mean? That's what makes it fun. I think that symbol makes it fun too. The fact that there's this big ass bullseye, and all you got to do is it's like playing darts. All you got to do is throw that shit over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a carnival game.
Right. And it looks so fun, so we make it doable. You know what I mean? So I remember there was a helicopter drag, where we have a person hanging from this long steel pole, and they have safety equipment on, and the helicopter drags them like 800 feet, you know, and then the helicopter releases them, and they have to slide their body on a bullseye that's on the ground. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Is that the one where the fire was shooting at them?
Yeah, it's cool. It's a little distracting. It's awesome. So it's doable shit. It's like they balanced it perfectly where people are like, whoa, wait a minute, I think I can do that shit. Especially when you see a little chick doing it like, some little regular average guy that doesn't look like a superhero, he's doing it. You're like, what? Shit. We have a 70-year-old man doing shit, too. This dude who's like 70, another guy's like 50. Oh, yeah, man. All walks of life, man. It's awesome.
I was going to say, it must lead to a ton of entries. I mean, if Fear Factor had all those entries, and we keep going, I don't know why this conversation does, but it keeps going back to eating bull testicle, but if they had if I had all those entries and people they knew they had to do that stuff, I got to imagine something that looks as fun as this gets, tenfold amount of entries for contestants.
Yeah, of course it does. Of course it does. And people are like, yo, I think I could do that. People tweet me, how do I get on that? I can beat all those You know what I mean? It's great, man.
Yeah, I might have to try out now.
Hey, why not? Shit, I hope we can do. I really, really hope it comes back, and I hope that we can get a celebrity one going. We can
That'd
get,
be cool.
you know, that would be good. Like, how about a Republican one? Just all Republicans.
There's not really a winner, though, if you ask me on that one.
All of them losers. That would be great. We could do all kinds of shit with the Bullseye, man.
Yeah, there are a ton of theme ones that you could do.
Yeah, that would be. I think that would be great, man.
Yeah.
Cherry and shit like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
It's like extreme sports. Like extreme X Games have been around for years now, and it's almost like when you watch X Games, you go, I would do that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Almost when you do the X Games, but we're almost like X Games, but diet version. You know?
yeah.
I feel safer. A little bit safer.
Yeah. I'm curious with I'm curious with the production of the show. I mean, when we see the show, and first off, out of the 5 episodes that we've seen so far, I have correctly predicted the winner 3 out of the 5. So from the very beginning, I have correctly predicted the winner. So, but as far as the production goes, I know like what we see happens in an hour, but I have to imagine that one episode is a matter of days of shooting because you're moving from multiple locations, but even at one location, I have to imagine like one stunt that we see takes 15 minutes on television would have to take the entire day because, because of resets and things like that.
That's right. You're right. Those are big setups, man. We're outside of L.A., Simi Valley, Castaic, all those. I don't know if you're familiar with California areas, but we're Simi Valley, Castaic, San Pedro. We're out in these big, giant areas that need room for semi-trucks, need room for helicopters, need room for race cars. You know, we're in big, giant parking lots. We're in big piers. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
It takes, the whole day, you know. And, you know, the setups are, depending on how one stunt goes, you know, the setup takes a while. You got to make sure the people that they have their safety gear on the right way. You know, we test a lot of those things. You know, of course, they test days before. They test each stunt right before to make sure that the stunts go well. They might have to tweak a stunt. Sometimes they change little things. Say, hey, we're not going to do that. We're going to have them do that. Man, we have the best stunt team in the world. And, and then right before, they test. Even in the morning, they'll test a little bit before to make sure everything's okay. So there's a lot of preparation involved in these, you know what I mean? And so, it's a whole day. It's a good 8-9 hour day, and it's just it goes by so fast because it's so damn fun.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, and you and Kellen both obviously in great shape, and I know you were an athlete growing up. Do you still follow sports at all, or does comedy and Bullseye and everything keep you too busy?
I'm from Chicago, and Chicago Gold Blackhawks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Blackhawks are so dope. I'm like, we got three Stanley Cups in like 5 years. Give me a break, man.
Yeah.
Rub it in.
So, here in Chicago, we love all our teams. White Sox, Cubs. I grew up around Wrigley Field. So White Sox, Cubs, Bears, Bulls, Hawks. It's like we don't fuck around in Chicago. It's about the sports. And I'm a New Yorker, and I've been here 16 years. I just moved away from Yankee Stadium. I'm a big Yankee fan, too. So I pay attention. I watch ESPN to catch up to everything. I still watch ESPN. I still pay attention. I'm not one of those dudes that has like the whole full package of a season and watch every single game. Not at all. I don't have time for that shit. I watch games. During playoffs, I like to watch games. I pay attention. I think I pay pretty good attention to what's going on in sports, man. All kinds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which one's your favorite out of all of them? Is it basketball because of growing up with Jordan, or hockey because of how good the Blackhawks are now?
Football and baseball.
Yeah.
That's my shit. Football, baseball, man. I love football, baseball, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think. So you don't. Since you were in New York for so long, you don't go Giants at all, do you? Please tell me.
Love the Giants. Love the Giants. I'm a Giant fan. They trade players so much that it's hard to keep. I love certain players sometimes, depending on the game. I root for certain teams. You know, I hate the Patriots, but wherever they play, I go against them.
Okay, you're getting back up to our good graces.
What'd you say?
I said you're getting back up to our good graces with that one.
Yeah, I can't stand those. I can't stand them, man.
Well, I know we're running kind of short on time with you, but before we let you get going, I know you have a few other projects coming up. I think you have a couple TV shows, right? Other TV shows?
I just started this, fortunately, Dennis Leary has this show called Benders. It's a hockey show, and I play a goalie, which is not too sloppy. I play a goalie. It's called Benders for IFC.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
When's that? Yeah, is that coming out in the fall?
It's coming out in the fall, right in October. So
he
I'm
does.
looking forward to that.
Yeah, Dennis Leary is everywhere. He has that FX show coming out. He had Sirens on USA. He was involved. I mean, he does everything.
Yeah, he's doing a gang of shit, man. So yeah, doing that, and doing a lot of comedy. I'm gonna film my hour special in Chicago.
Oh, cool.
In September at Up Comedy Club, which is in Second City.
Comedy Central special or Netflix or?
It's going to be rooftop comedy. The people at rooftop comedy, and I hope after I film it, we're going to send it to different like Comedy Central, Netflix. Because nowadays you can kind of film something and then choose where you want to send it.
Yeah.
Or who wants to buy it. So it's different now, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
I gotta ask it down the line with your future projects, just because I'm a big fan of this show. Are we gonna see shaky hands again?
Oh, I know, right? I asked you to bring me back, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope they do, because I was like, yo, you guys need to write me back in.
I love that show. I think Deadbeat is such a great original show, and it's so much fun to watch. It's so goofy, and I just love it.
Cool.
So, well, we won't hold you up any longer, so we definitely appreciate you spending some time with us tonight. We want to send some people your way, obviously, to follow you on Twitter at Godfrey Comedian.
Yes, and come check me out at Chicago Improv.
Yeah.
That's like, people will hear this podcast before then.
Oh, yeah.
Coming up next week.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and for
Chicago, Cleveland, Tampa, Houston. I mean, you're touring. Yeah, you're touring through November.
Yeah. I mean, and they can just go to your website, godfreycomedian.com. I mean, and all your dates. Hopefully, most of your dates are up there. But just keep checking back because, like you said, they tend to change a little bit. So.
Right.
So, and follow at Bullseye on Fox as well on Twitter.
At Bullseye on Fox. God dang it. Watch that shit.
Yeah, definitely. Every Wednesday night on Fox, we're going to send people to check it out. So,
Season 2.
Damn right, bitch.
Godfrey, thanks for spending some time with us tonight, man. This was great. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you, guys. Hope to be invited again.
Oh, absolutely. When that season 2 comes around, which we're pretty confident it will, we'll have you back on.
Yeah, if you're back in Philly too, we'll definitely have to see if we can get you up here in studio or something.
So,
all right, thanks, guys.
Yeah. All right, guys, we will be back with the Showcast right after this.
Hey, what's up? It's Andrew Santino. You are listening to the Showcast on Next Level Radio.
Merman!
The hell was that?
Merman from
Where?
Zoolander.
Oh, okay. I had no idea. I couldn't
Godfrey was in Zoolander.
tell. Oh, was he?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, when they went, you've seen Zoolander, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, when they went.
Oh, he's the janitor.
Yeah, when they snuck in,
That's right.
he was like supposed to be Derek Zoolander
Yeah.
in disguise.
That's right. I do remember that now.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. He was
Yes.
fun though.
it was just on this weekend too.
Was it? He was. I mean, he's one of those people that like we're glad we tell them, because anytime we interview somebody, we tell them there's no FCC regulations, so they can feel free to say what they want. And he's one of those people that like we end up being really happy we told them that.
Yeah,
Because they take advantage of it. So, which was pretty fun. But yeah, special thanks to Godfrey for that interview. That was a lot of fun. And check out Bullseye, because Bullseye is, I mean, some of those summer game shows that come out are kind of ridiculous and stupid, but Bullseye is actually a lot of fun. I feel like I would do it.
I would love to do that show.
Yeah. So, Steve, have you seen it yet at all?
No, but I'd still do it.
Yeah. All right. All right, let's move forward, and I will bring you this week's Next Level News.
This is Next Level News.
5 stories coming your way, starting off first with Lawrence Fishburne to star in the Roots remake for A&E Networks.
Is he getting the and credit?
No, he's not getting the and credit. Lawrence Fishburne has been cast as Alex Haley in A&E's Network's Roots reboot. Haley is the author of the novel Roots, the Saga of an American Family. So I guess I've never seen the original Roots, but I guess the author is in Roots? I don't know how it works.
I heard LeVar Burton's co-executive producing, though.
It would make sense. I mean, he played one of the lead roles in the originals. I mean, he played Kuta Kinte in the original, so.
I don't think I ever saw the originals, to be honest.
I know I haven't.
You guys are both racist.
Hey, I saw 12 Years a Slave. It's kind of...
Ooh, that's the opposite of what you wanted to say.
Hey, it's got nothing. At least I didn't mention colors in the White House.
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about.
I know. Moving on to another story. USA renews drama Suits for a season 6. Whoop, whoop. Which I'm very excited about after talking to Rick Hoffman from Suits, which you can check out that interview at www.nextlevelradioonline.com/interviews. So, but USA Network has given a 6th season pickup to drama series Suits, which has become a pillar of its schedule. The renewal comes a week after the show opened its 5th season to a healthy 3.4 million viewers in the Nielsen's estimates. USA has ordered 16 episodes for season 6.
They can do that. They'll do that as long as they want to. That's up to them instead, not USA. It's up to the Suits people to decide when they want to stop, not USA. USA will just keep renewing that for as long as they want.
Well, because the show is just really good.
Yeah. Right.
So
it's probably is it USA's top show?
It probably is at this point.
Yeah.
So, Comic-Con to stay in San Diego through 2018. One of the largest.
Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
As a properly placed. One of the largest pop culture conventions in the world is staying put at least for another 2 years. Comic-Con organizers have reached a deal to remain in San Diego through 2018, sources confirm. An announcement is expected later on. San Diego has been the home of Comic-Con since it first began in 1970, but with an average of over 130,000 attendees in recent years. The event, held at the San Diego Convention Center, had begun to outgrow its property. Comic-Con organizers were strongly considering relocating to a larger convention center in Southern California, such as LA or Anaheim, but have instead decided to keep it like a can of fish and herded cattle in San Diego for another 2 years. 3 years.
What just happened?
It's one of the main reasons why I will not go to San Diego Comic-Con is because it is way too many fucking people
crowded
in too little space.
Yeah.
And it gets bigger and bigger every year, so now that it's already overcrowded, they're going to keep it there for another 3 years and let it get even more fucking crowded.
I was going to say, I didn't even know they were thinking of moving it. Like, it's just always been in San Diego.
They should move it.
Move it to Philly.
No, we have enough conventions out here.
I know, I'm just talking about it would be so much easier to go.
I have so many issues with San Diego Comic-Con, it's ridiculous, but that's for another day.
Have you wrote them any emails to let them know?
No, because I don't care.
Okay. I'm going to get a
coupon. What? Anyway, new Spider-Man will be like a John Hughes movie featuring new villains, says Kevin Feige.
What?
New details about the upcoming Spider-Man reboot continue to emerge in a recent casting news. In addition to the recent casting news that Tom Holland will play Peter Parker, Marvel honcho Kevin Feige has revealed that the new film will explore Spider-Man in a firmly high school setting. Spider-Man will be a John Hughes movie, Feige said in an interview. He added that Spidey's age will set him apart from other Marvel characters. some of my favorite Spider-Man arcs and Spider-Man stories. He's in high school for a lot of it. We wanted to explore that. That also makes him very, very different from any of our other characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is something else we want to explore. How unique he is when now put under all these other characters.
How many times are they keep trying to reinvent Spider-Man on screen?
But still continue to use Peter Parker to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Guys, I don't think I like any of the Spider-Mans. Like, not
really?
One. Yeah, like not one.
Dude, Spider-Man 2 I thought was great.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man 3 was horrible, though.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
So,
I think, I don't know. I mean, it's almost hitting... Like, they had successful ones, and I think they just need to stop trying. Like, at least Marvel and Disney realized, for now at least, that, the Hulk just wasn't working and it's his own movie. So he kicks ass in the Avengers, and that's good enough.
Yeah, I guess. The Spidey reboot is likely to feature a comic book villain who hasn't been in any of the previous movies. So
that'll be interesting.
Yeah.
They're still doing the Sinister Six spinoff, right?
No, they're not. All other spinoffs and everything got canceled when they made the deal with when Sony made the deal with Marvel.
Oh. Well then.
So, yep, none of that. The female Spider-Man, the Sinister Six reboot, or spinoff, all of that stuff got canceled when they made the deal with Marvel because they decided to just completely reboot the franchise.
Wait, so is this is this only going to be for Civil War?
No, he is going to... Basically, the plan with Sony is that they made the deal that Spider-Man... Because Sony owns the property to Spider-Man, not Marvel.
Yeah.
They made the deal with Marvel so that Spider-Man could appear in Civil War as well as have his own joint Marvel/Sony standalone film.
Okay.
Which will incorporate him into the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Gotcha.
Once that is done, the property reverts back to Sony.
Okay.
So, and all the other spin-offs and everything were based off of the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man.
Right, and they canned that.
They canned them all, so.
It's because it sucked.
Yeah, I agree. Last but not least in Next Level News, Guardians of the Galaxy sequel gets a title.
Yeah, I love this title.
I do too. Yes, this was tweeted by James Gunn this past Monday. Yes, the official title for Guardians of the Galaxy sequel is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Yeah.
Perfect. which is great. Gunn confirmed the news after Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige let the title slip prematurely during an interview for the press junket for Ant-Man. Filming is set to begin next year in London.
This might be my favorite comic book movie right now, so preload the way too high expectations for this next movie.
Well, considering the first one made $774 million, like it's...
Yeah.
I still love Guardians. I could watch it anytime I come across it.
Yeah, it's so fun.
It's so good.
And it still ties in, at least in a little bit, to the other, the rest of the Avengers movies, kind of to keep you, intrigued and interested and not lost in outer space, so to say.
Well, the only tie-in to Guardians as of right now is the Infinity Stones.
Yeah,
there's no other tie-ins.
That's what I was referring to.
Oh, the way you kept it kind of bland, so I didn't.
Well, the Collector was in Thor, The Dark World,
but that was also with the Infinity Stone. So
Jesus.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. By the way, that's going to wrap it up for Next Level News. But by the way, James Gunn also gave Ant-Man a huge, glowing, positive review. So I am so stoked to see Ant-Man. Like, I can't wait.
Yeah, usually it comes out, the 18th? Is that right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, usually the 17th it comes out.
Yeah.
Usually I go Thursday night showing, so normally I would go see it on the 16th, but we just got confirmed for an interview on the 16th, so I'll have to go see it over the weekend or something.
Yeah, and I'll be going to a screening on the 13th, so I will have my review online. Hopefully
just take a video of it.
By Tuesday the 14th. Of what, my review?
No, take a video of the movie.
Oh, of the movie. Dude, they don't let you take cell phones into screenings.
Yeah, on Periscope, dog.
Yeah,
Google Glass.
But they don't let you take cell phones in, so how am I supposed to do it?
Google Glass.
No, it doesn't work that way. So
you haven't tried. So.
You're right, I haven't. Trust me, with that one, they're not going to let you take your cell phone in. Anyway, moving on. So it's summertime, and obviously 4th of July weekend, we all kind of went to barbecues and stuff. And, one of the big things about barbecues is food. And with that being said, a lot of state fairs are coming around. And it's always interesting to see what kind of foods are around at the booths. I mean, I've seen everything from deep-fried cheesecake to, obviously deep-fried Oreos, deep-fried peanut butter.
I've seen deep-fried butter.
I've seen that, too. I haven't had it.
No.
So, and Music Fest, which is a place in our area, is huge for food. I mean, there's so many great food venues out there. From the deep fried stuff to homemade like hot pocket kind of things to tornado potatoes.
I was gonna say, I think they have a bunch of like Mexican themed places too.
Oh, dude, Mexican, German. Yeah, there's a ton of places. Music Fest is great for food. Like, I always go to Music Fest on an empty stomach. But I found this list of foods. This is from the Minnesota State Fair, and then usually once these foods come out at one fair, you'll see them kind of pop up at other fairs and such as well. And some of these foods sound delicious, and some of them just sound absolutely nauseating. So I wanted to go through some of these and see what you guys think. They don't have titles, though. They just tell you what they are. And where you can find them. The where you can find them we won't worry about. But they have, let's see if I can find what they're called. Oh, they're butter. Here's one item. Butter chicken samosas. I don't know what... it's butter pastries filled with chicken in a tomato curry sauce, served with a side of green chutney.
Yeah, samosas are ballin'.
I've never had them.
They're so good.
Really?
They're so good.
What are they? Just like meats inside of pastries, or
it's not meat. It's potatoes.
Well, this one's got chicken in it, so it's meat.
Oh, well, yeah, you can put meat in it, but the samosa is like it's an Indian thing.
Okay.
And they don't always have meat in them.
Looks almost like a dumpling of some sort.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay.
It looks like a
actually, it looks pretty good then.
Yeah, I'm looking at the picture of this one, the chicken samosa, and it looks really good.
Unless you don't like curry, then I would avoid it.
So. Yeah, that's fair.
This next item on the list is a chilled bread pudding. I never really pictured eating bread pudding at a fair, but it's chilled bread, custardy bread pudding baked and served Sunday style with warm glazed dunking sauce and a choice of crunchy moon gravel condiments, which I have no idea what the hell moon gravel is.
Yeah, I don't know what any of that stuff is.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. I can't even venture a guess.
Yeah, I have no idea. This next one is called Hot Tail. It is a roasted pigtail.
Nope, I'm out.
Covered in scallion ginger sauce.
Yo, that John tastes like bacon.
If it's pigtail, yeah, I would imagine.
That's what I'm saying.
So, and the ginger sauce probably would have to be pretty good too. I can imagine. The hamburger dog, which is a ground blend of hamburger, hot dog, bacon, cheese, and jalapeno on a hot dog bun.
I've had these before. They're fantastic.
They sound
really
good.
Yeah.
Let's see. St. Louis style spare ribs. So that's obviously a given. Indie fries, which are Indian seasoned russet and sweet potato fries in a crispy batter.
So not a big like sweet potato fry person, but that sounds pretty good.
I would the next one on this list I would be I'm very, very curious to try just because it's fried. Deep fried ribs. Smoked baby back ribs that are breaded, fried, and served with barbecue sauce.
I would try it. I would definitely try it. I don't know. Have you ever had any fried beef type of thing before? I guess you can have fried steak.
I've had chicken fried steak.
Yeah.
Chicken
fried steak? Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. Yeah. Yeah, so I think that would be okay.
This next one is called Cowboy Dave's Cluckin' Moo. It is smashed potatoes, roast beef, and grilled chicken covered with beef gravy, crispy onions, and mustard barbecue sauce.
All
sure.
right.
Yeah. Why not?
And Cowboy Bites, which actually sound really good. They are sweet corn kernels, bacon, jalapenos, and cream cheese blended into bite-sized balls that are breaded, fried, and served with ranch dipping sauce.
That all sounds fantastic, but I hate cream cheese, so I'm going to have to be out on that one.
You got to pass on that one?
Yeah.
Right.
But I love, like, we have something called corn nuggets.
I have them here, too.
Yeah. They're basically corn fritters. Oh, my God,
that's
those
what
things
it
are
is.
so good.
It's a corn fritter. They just loaded it with bacon and jalapenos.
Yeah.
And cheese. Yeah.
And, which are fantastic. I love corn fritters. I could eat a pound of those.
Yeah. I agree. Those are absolutely delicious. This one here, though, is a heart attack on a plate, but I would enjoy every delicious second of it. It is maple bacon funnel cake.
All right, now.
It is a funnel cake topped with sweet maple glaze and sprinkled with bacon. So I would eat that up in a heartbeat.
Yeah, my wife would not like that. She likes bacon, but she doesn't like overload of bacon. I would eat the shit out of that, though.
Yeah, I would absolutely eat that up. This one sounds very interesting. It is Italian dessert nachos. They are cinnamon sugar cannoli chips that are smothered with sweet ricotta cheese filling, fruit, chocolate, nuts, and candy toppings.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Yeah.
Oh my
God. All of it.
I didn't hear a single thing in there that I didn't like.
Yeah. That's
shit. Now you're making me hungry.
I mean, if you see the picture of it, it's everything from cannoli, the ricotta cheese, the cannoli chips, strawberries, sprinkles, walnuts.
Oh my God, I want that.
Dude, it looks delicious.
I'm going to have to find a recipe and see if my wife can make me that.
Panko breaded deep fried sriracha balls.
Love me some balls.
Either a blend of chicken, corn, or tomatoes, tomatoes and eggs, or sriracha cream cheese with corn, tomatoes, and egg.
See, people are like obsessed. Like, if you like sriracha, there's no in between. You either are obsessed with sriracha or you don't like sriracha. There's no like, sriracha. It's only one end or the other.
Either you don't like sriracha or you have a T-shirt about how much you like sriracha.
Yeah, exactly. There's T-shirts are everywhere.
I've never had it, so I don't know.
I don't know if I have either, to be honest.
That said, I love sriracha.
Do you have a T-shirt?
Yeah, I was gonna say you wear your T-shirt.
Yeah, only when I eat it. It's good though. So these would also.
What is it? Is it like a hot sauce?
Yeah, it's like a Chinese hot sauce.
Okay, I think I would like it.
Yeah, it's good. So it's got a different taste to it than the hot sauce that you'd be used to.
All right, so
it's got like a Chinese flair to it.
You're on board with the balls then. So
do I sound gay?
They also have a sriracha dog too. So
yeah,
they have a sriracha wiener and a sriracha balls. Wait, hold on. I gotta give myself the.
There you go. This next one is straight up fair food if I've ever heard it. It's a Spam burger. But also offering Spam burgers in 5 new flavors: jalapeno, hot and spicy, bacon, hickory smoke, and black pepper. So it's basically...
I don't do Spam.
You're basically just replacing ground beef with Spam. So next on this list we have...
It's a long list.
Another sriracha one. Yeah. The salad named So. It's made with cubed watermelon, basil, mint, arugula, and almonds mixed with a chili honey lime sauce.
Sounds good. I don't really go to a fair to eat a salad, but
yeah.
I got a salad. Hang on. Wait.
Uh-oh.
Grandma Deb's Snicker bar salad. Chopped Snickers bars and Granny Smith apples tossed in vanilla pudding with whipped cream and drizzled with caramel sauce.
Yeah, that's the kind of salad I go to a fair to eat.
Fair salad.
I'm not going to eat nothing with arugula in it at a fair.
You beat me to it. That's actually on this list.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a couple more of ahead. Yeah,
I went to the fair this week. What'd you get? Arugula.
This one sounds pretty good. It's the pretzel croissant sandwich. It's made with grilled chicken breast, ham, Swiss cheese, and spinach smothered in honey mustard and chive aioli. Served on a pretzel dough croissant.
I like that.
I tell you what,
pretzel
I'd
dough
eat
croissant.
I'd eat anything with pretzels.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
I'll tell you what. After we're done recording this podcast, I'll be having myself some ice cream in a pretzel cone.
Yeah.
So
That's about right.
Yep.
It's a good way to go. Hey, did you see, I don't know if it's on your list, they have a barbecue pickle ice cream?
No.
Yeah, it's a vanilla ice cream infused with a light barbecue sauce and diced pickle. It sounds gross. Yeah, it sounds not something I want to infuse my ice cream with.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Here's one called tachos. They are tater tots smothered in cheddar cheese sauce with seasoned sour cream, bacon bits, and green onions.
It's like, yeah, that's like a loaded baked potato.
Yeah,
just
made
with
tater tots.
Yeah, exactly.
It's gluten-free, though, so there you go.
Looking through. Oh, yeah, there's the barbecue pickle ice cream. It's on this list.
Yeah, no bueno.
No, yeah. Well, there's also the chocolate jalapeno ice cream.
You don't even have to read me what's in that. I'm going to tell you no bueno.
The chocolate-dipped cherry on a spoon. Or the Johnny Pop, which is fresh cherries and cream dipped in dark chocolate.
Yeah, there's a lot of ice cream type stuff usually at fair.
So I saved this one for last just because, I mean, there's a couple other ones on this list, too, that just weren't worth mentioning. But I saved this one for last because I find it the funniest. Italian meatloaf on a stick. Stuffed with mozzarella and pepperoni, topped with marinara sauce and Parmesan herb blend. It sounds weird, but it also sounds oddly delicious.
Fair food.
Yes, that is typical fair food.
Yeah.
And I can tell you right now, if any vendors at Music Fest have the meatloaf on a stick, I will try it.
Yeah. Usually a fair is something fried or on a stick or both.
Yeah. So, are there any other fair foods that you guys have ever had that you were curious about until you tried them and then were either really, really horrible or surprisingly a lot better than you thought they would be?
I mean, I've had deep fried Oreo before.
I've had that.
And I was curious about it for a while and tried it. It was pretty good. I mean, funnel cake is fried, so if you think of it that way where you can fry something that's sweet instead of like frying chicken or, something like that, that was pretty good. I don't really, I don't know. I don't really go too far off the reservation when it comes to some of this stuff and fair food.
Oh, I missed this one. How did I miss this one? The mac and cheese cupcake.
Ooh.
Mac and cheese nestled in a breadcrumb crust, then sprinkled with breadcrumbs and frosted with a dollop of Cheese Whiz.
That one's probably good. You ever see Cupcake Wars?
Yes.
Like, most of the time they're not making dessert cupcakes. Like, the cupcakes they make are like, I don't know, it's like, they're almost like hors d'oeuvres.
Oh, I don't know. I will say, however,
I thought you saw the show.
I did, but I don't. I just think they're making dessert cupcakes, so I just.
We must have seen different episodes.
I will say, however, that the cupcakes your wife made this weekend were fantastic.
Yeah, I thought they were good.
And the ones that she gave me to take home are almost gone already.
I'm not a big Mountain Dew person, but I think they were good.
Yeah, I thought they came out really well.
Yeah, thanks for the chocolate-covered pretzels, by the way. Those are almost gone.
I figured as much.
Yeah.
So, I will say, one of the things I saw was chocolate-covered cheesecake. I was very curious how you would do that. But apparently they freeze the cheesecake into like a solid block, and then they throw it in the batter and deep fry it when it's frozen, so that by the time the batter fries, it comes out, it's kind of like melted enough that it's inside the batter.
I would try that.
It was surprisingly good.
Yeah.
Still cold in the middle, which was weird. Like, it was the consistency of a cheesecake, just hot batter fried. It was really good.
I think I would prefer that.
Yeah.
To have it be cold in the middle.
Yeah.
This wasn't a fair thing, but all of our mutual friend Ryan, his sister, we used to work at a snack shop down there where he lived, and I talked her into deep frying a hot dog and eating it.
Well, but I know people that fry hot dogs, so that's not really that big of a thing, is it?
It's not how I would eat my hot dog, but I guess some people could go that direction.
What? I'm looking. I just Googled like weird state fair foods. The first one on the list is deep fried Kool-Aid.
Is that possible?
Apparently it is.
Okay.
I don't know how. So deep fried beer.
I don't think. I think they just make it taste like it. You can't deep fry a liquid,
right?
Unless you've
put it into a liquid.
Deep fried Samoas, which are the
healthy.
Girl Scout cookies.
That would be good.
Spaghetti sticks.
Nope.
Spaghetti noodles, tomato sauce, mozzarella, and Parmesan cheese wrapped in pizza dough.
That's weird.
Spaghetti ice cream. How the hell does that happen?
Nope.
Yeah. Gelato noodles, strawberry tomato sauce shredded with white chocolate cheese and chocolate meatballs.
Oh, see, it's not spaghetti.
No. Not at all. Fried salsa. Hot beef sundae?
Are you nuts?
Yeah. Ooh, chicken fried bacon.
Yeah, that I can get on board with. Anything bacon usually is okay in my book. Like, I've been to places that they have filet mignon wrapped in bacon, and that can't be bad.
No, that's actually a rather popular menu item.
Yeah, that is pure heaven at that point.
A pulled pork parfait.
Where's the parfait come into play here?
It's mashed potatoes.
Okay,
it's layered.
I
And
thought
instead
you
of ice cream,
were talking
it's
like
mashed
a
potatoes.
McDonald's frozen yogurt parfait with pulled pork on it. Like, I was not going to be involved in that.
No, deep fried butter, which we had mentioned earlier. Deep fried bubble gum.
I'm down.
What?
Some of these are just ridiculous.
That's odd.
Deep fried Frito pie. Oh my god, this one just sounds horrible. Chocolate covered corn dog.
Not so fast.
No,
yeah,
I don't
I'm
know. Yeah, just the chocolate and hot dog just doesn't go well together.
I could see the breading. Like the
Totally.
breading around the hot dog chocolate would be fine, but not with the hot dog. Yeah.
Oh, deep fried cookie dough balls.
I think I've seen those before.
I'd eat that.
Can't be healthy for you.
No,
Because
but I'd
cookie
still-
dough in itself is not healthy for you.
A giant Pop Rocks donut.
Sure. Does it come with a free soda?
That would be awesome. So, but I mean, if deep fried bacon wrapped turkey leg.
Oh, God, yeah. Hell yeah.
I had to stop at that one.
Oh, my God, yeah.
So, but I mean, these weird foods are out there. So if you're at any fair, just, take a look around, try them out, especially if you're at Music Fest this year, which I know I go to every year. So I'm sure I'm going to be trying a bunch of these foods out at Music Fest. I always do.
If you see any that we didn't mention or think of any that we didn't mention or see some strange ones this year, let us know.
Yeah, definitely. Hit us up. Find us on Twitter at NXT Level Radio or at NXT Level Radio, so you can tweet us there. Tweet us pictures too, because we want to see what these foods look like.
We still have to try grilling a watermelon.
Oh my god, that's right. Who was it we were talking to?
Chris Gear.
Okay. Wait, was it? No, because I thought I was part of that. I don't think I was part of the Chris Gear interview, was I?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I don't remember. But yeah, follow us on Twitter at NXT Level Radio. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/Next Level Radio.
You also didn't think Ryan Reynolds was in Adventureland.
Shut up. Check out our website, www.nextlevelradioonline.com, and of course find us on iTunes and subscribe, rate, and review. Just go to the iTunes store, look up Next Level Radio in podcasts, and we're the first one that pops up. So we're going to take our next break, and when we come back, we're going to have our interview with Shannyn Sossamon from Fox's Wayward Pines, which is an awesome show, and it's getting ready, getting towards the end here. So, but we were going to take another break, and we'll be right back.
Hey, I'm Chris Parnell from Archer, and you're listening to the Showcast on Next Level Radio.
All right, everybody. So moving on to our second guest this week. She's actually someone we were supposed to have on our show last week, as we had mentioned, but due to the massive storm in our area that caused a ton of power outages, internet outages and such, we had to postpone, but she's with us now, and she can be seen every Thursday night on what we feel is Fox's new hit show, Wayward Pines. Please welcome to the program, Shannyn Sossamon. Shannyn, thanks for joining us tonight.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Yeah, and again, thanks for working with us, even though I will say it was the first time we ever had to postpone something on our end, but Mother Nature obviously had some different plans. And today, actually, we were talking off air. There was more major storms in the area, and even a few miles away from my house, there was a funnel cloud and almost a tornado. But despite all that, we're glad you can join us.
Well, like I was saying earlier, I feel slightly envious. I don't know where I'm in California. There's a drought. I wish there was rain falling on us. Plus, I just like rain.
Yeah. So we're a little over halfway through Wayward Pines. Episode 7 just aired this past Thursday. We're moving on to episode 8 now of the 10 episodes that are airing. So a couple episodes left. What can we expect, without obviously any spoilers, what can we expect with coming up on Wayward Pines as we're wrapping up towards the end of this?
Oh, such a strange show. There's definitely, I think, you know what it is? I think it's because they had the reveal halfway through the season. The big reveal.
Yeah.
I think that it's more that the last half, the upcoming episodes are more the drama and how everyone deals with resistance to some of that information and denial and moving forward. How are we going to what is it's how everyone reacts to it. The main characters, and kind of the drama that comes from that.
Okay. Yeah, and like you said,
there's a lot of drama, because I think that's a lot of character challenges and action as well. I won't not say that. There's definitely some action, but I think so everyone knows what we're dealing with now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say
kind of how everyone deals with that.
Yeah, like you said, the 5th episode was the very big reveal, and somewhat twist. Many shows save something like that for the finale, which kind of makes me wonder. I know, like you said, most of it is them dealing with that. Are there going to be any other twists or surprises in these last few episodes?
Definitely. I think that there's some things at the end that are really, that even shocked us when we read it and then saw the finished product. So for sure, there's some wonderful moments that land hard. I don't want to take that excitement away.
Yeah, you don't need to spoil it, but I just wasn't sure because I know at least in a few scenes, your character and a couple other characters were thinking maybe Matt Dillon's character was brainwashed, and now it had me second guessing myself. I'm like,
I'm the same way.
Yeah, it's interesting because Teresa, and Kate as well, are kind of in the same boat there. They have different information, but they both really, Teresa for a very long time it's just completely in the dark.
Right.
Kate has a lot of information this underground kind of way, but Teresa doesn't have anything. It's almost naive, and which is fun. She just wants to get the heck out of there. From an irritated maternal place.
Yeah. Yeah. And like Adam said, it's got you, the writing is so good on this show that even after that big reveal, and everybody was stunned as to what it was, and we're trying not to say it for people who haven't had the chance to see the show yet, but there's the big reveal, and then like as Adam said, afterwards you start to second guess it, even though you're convinced by the end of that episode that's what's real, and now you're starting to wonder as to if it really is real, and now you continue to watch to make sure. And writers like mysteries like Wayward Pines, they tend to keep those like closely guarded so that, they don't reveal to the public and things like that. So I'm kind of wondering if you knew, when you first read for the role, did you know what was coming in that episode yet? Or had that not been revealed until after you got the part?
Well, it's in the, a lot of it's in the books, and I read the first book, and we spoke about it in cast and producer meetings in the beginning. We definitely all knew, like, where we were and what the operation. Toby Jones knew who he was playing, and we all, we knew what was going on. But, yeah, there's, for instance, Terrence didn't, and I won't say it, but Terrence didn't know his fate until he read it.
Okay.
So there were things like that were surprises for all of us. We didn't know the ending until we read it. We didn't know. So it was all in the details, the creative choices that were surprising. But where we were, the big reveal, what the show is really about, we all knew the whole time.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And did you say you read the book before you got the role, or was that something that you kind of checked out afterwards?
No, I read the first book when I got the audition.
Okay.
Just to kind of understand the world. But it didn't end up helping me very much because Teresa is a lot different in the book. I actually really liked her in the book.
You don't like her, the character you play?
No, I stop it. It bugs me a little. It kind of bugs me, but I also remember feeling incredibly frustrated there, and I thought, what, this is just kind of bleeding into the other. Like, this is appropriate. It's fine. I felt so frustrated during the process in many ways that are normal for a creative process and for a production and whatnot, and just not having any information sometimes as an actress, and just kind of, we were all in it together, and it was a ride for sure. And so that kind of felt sometimes like I was actually stuck in Wayward Pines. So that part I liked about it. But she was I think in the book Teresa was a clerk. She was like a secretary or a clerk, which seems funny that I would want that instead of what they made her, which was an attempt to make her stronger, which was a former Secret Service trainee, which is where she was supposed to have met Ethan, or where she did meet Ethan, and then got pregnant and decided to obviously stay home. I was having a hard time getting my feet in that. There were some holes in that one that were hard for me to even buy, and so I was struggling with that. But eventually it worked, and we figured it out.
Yeah.
But I think I would have been like, oh yeah, of course. I'm, the white. How it read, I don't know if either of you have read the book, but how it read in the book was it's kind of fun. It was. Yeah.
Yeah, I do want to check out the books. I kind of stayed away from the books when I heard about the show being announced because I had an opportunity to see the screening of it at the Comic-Con that was in our area, a couple weeks before it had aired, and they had a Q&A with M. Night. And he had mentioned there were definitely some differences from the books. So I wanted to get through the show first, and then I was going to go back and read the books. So I do still plan on going back to read them.
Yeah, you should for sure. And I only read the first one, so I haven't read the rest, but I hear those are really great too. And I think he's still writing more. I think he's continuing the world.
Well, that's good. That means that's potential for hopefully further seasons down the line, or further miniseries for Wayward Pines. So
yeah, I think they've got an interesting world here for sure. I think that would be a good idea if they did that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You mentioned a lot of the cast earlier, but the cast on the show is definitely a solid cast. You got yourself, you have Matt Dillon, Terrence Howard. These guys aren't strangers to the screen before, but you have an Oscar winner in the cast, with Melissa Leo. I'm wondering, these people, and I'm wondering if that was at all intimidating for you to have to, to work alongside them.
You know what? It was actually at times. I realized during the process, and I still say this even after, that it's like, wow, this is the one place that has this is the most, like, the highest number of incredible actors I've ever worked with in one room.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've done a lot. I actually haven't done a lot, but I've done a good amount of work. But considering the amount of years I've been at it, it's actually, when you count, I did a few months ago, I counted exactly how many movies I'd done, and it was so little.
Well, you took a break too, though, didn't you?
Yeah, I've had two. So I have a 3-year-old and a 12-year-old, and it's a funny rhythm, you know. So
yeah.
It's like, right, kind of, you have momentum, and then I have a child, and then there's some sort of momentum again, and your child's growing up, and then you have another child. So I'm, you know, just going with the flow in life, and everything happens for a reason. It's really beautiful, and I love it. But it does sort of it kind of chops it up.
Yeah.
But also, you know, I've turned down things that, you know, I could just do for practice or even money, and that's not the greatest business for sure, and I admit that all the time, and I could be working more, but I really do think I love these periods of staying home and being with my children and trying to just get to know myself, really.
Yeah, and nobody can blame you for that.
Aside, the Oprah episode aside, which I could totally go on in that direction forever. The cast was, yes, I you know, at the table read, on set, rehearsals, at dinner. Sometimes we would all go out to dinner. Just remember looking around and thinking, wow, this is a lot. It's a lot. Yeah. It's like, you know, these are 6 or 7 really incredible actors all in one place. And like what I was starting to say is that in the past it's been, I've worked with incredible actors, but like 1 or 2 in a movie, you know, and so that was great. It was intimidating. Everybody has very different acting styles, and that can also be tricky, kind of navigating your way through that, because I tend to be an actress that's very much, I don't come in with everything completely set. I really love being in the moment and having things be super alive and reacting to the person you're with, and by the way, most actors love to do that. I'm not saying I'm not doing anything actors usually don't do, but I almost, like, I do that a lot extra.
Uh-huh.
You know, more than have something pre-planned. Mm-hmm. And that's actually a little bit of a hard style in television, I noticed. And it's really hard when you're working with a lot of different people and they have different styles and how they approach things. And so I would say I learned a lot in it.
Yeah, well, that's, yeah. I mean, in production-wise, you know, you're working under a project that's, you know, that's M. Night's work. Were you a fan of his taking this on too?
Yeah, very much. I hadn't seen all of his movies, but I remembered The Sixth Sense, and I remember liking it a lot. And mostly I was a fan of him as a person. When we met and when we worked together, I was just surprised at how funny he was. He's very funny. Mm-hmm. So I found myself laughing all the time. And that was a great feeling and a great experience. And I think he did a great job with the show and the pilot and kind of navigating everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's really fun.
And he's from this area too. He's from out this way.
Yes. Yes, I love your area. He actually was really sweet and invited us all to dinner when we started the show, and it was beautiful. He lives out in this like beautiful farm.
Yeah.
It almost felt like it was Amish. It was so pure, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are some really nice areas out this way when you hit those kind of country-looking areas.
Exactly.
And this isn't blowing smoke or anything. I mean, Ben and I both agree. This is probably, the Wayward Pines is probably some of his best work that he's done with all the movies and everything he's done. And this is his first stint on TV, right? Like, he hadn't done any TV shows before this, not that I can think of, at least.
No, I don't think so. I think this is his first. Yeah.
And
I think it's great too.
I was gonna say, like you said, with all the names involved, and you had said, you know, you felt like this was the most great amount of, I don't know if that's proper grammar, not most great amount of actors you've worked with.
Yeah.
I think that would be the case for many actors and actresses. You know, all these great people in the show, and I'm sure that was a big draw, like we said. And outside of M. Night, I mean, just in other TV shows with this type of genre, were there any of those past or present that you were a big fan of that kind of helped draw you into this type of role as well? I mean, I know I wouldn't really compare it to Lost, but the whole kind of like mind games it plays with you kind of compares to Lost. Were you a fan of any type of those TV shows?
You know what? No, but that's only because I haven't seen them and there's just not a lot of time. I'm not a huge television person. I don't watch a lot of TV at home, although right now I am watching Downton Abbey.
Oh, okay.
Because I never saw it before. So I actually started with season 1 about a month ago.
Is it good?
I'm lost in a world. Yeah, it's very, I don't know if you guys would like it.
TV shows in general are quite a commitment. I mean, there are so many that, you hear about that are really good, but it's just hard to watch all of them.
Yeah, and we have to live our life. It's like, okay, there's I believe you that it's the best show you've ever seen. And I believe you, but I can't, I don't know, I have to choose life or this fictional, there's so many. There's two, but we're saying a positive for our industry, obviously, because it was very grim for a while there for us, and for everybody in the entertainment industry. So it's exciting that there are so many.
Are there
working?
Are there any maybe fun or funny or even eerie stories that happened while you were filming on set, working on a show like this?
The best time I ever had was when I was working with Terrence.
Okay, he's local to us too.
I
think he's a Philly guy.
Yeah, he's a Philly guy too.
Yeah.
You should just come hang out in Philly, I guess.
That's the theme. That's what's happening here. Is that you guys are all funny or fun. Yeah, we would just be doing the most, dark, intense, terrifying scene, and right when we said cut, when they said cut, it was just like cracking up. Just by being with him, I just had a really great time with him, and I cherish that for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about his success right now. He got that show after we did Wayward Pines, and probably no one knew, even them included, that it would be such a huge hit, and I'm just really happy for him.
Yeah,
he's a very special person.
Empire is a huge show for Fox.
Yeah, another one I haven't seen, by the way. I wish I could say something about it.
I'm in the same boat. I haven't watched it yet either. So,
what are your guys' favorite shows? Is there a theme that you draw to your podcast? Like, is it all sci-fi?
No, we cover all different aspects of pop culture. I mean, it's not just sci-fi or it's not genre related. It's pretty much all TV and such. I know. Right now, I've had friends telling me for a while to check out Parks and Recreation, so I'm kind of in the middle of that right now, and I'm loving it. So I'm been binge watching that one.
Now, how do you binge watch that one? Is that like Amazon Prime, or I know this is a silly question, but sometimes where do all these live?
Mostly Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's where Parks and Rec is right now.
Okay, got it. Good to know.
We probably are.
Got one of those Roku boxes.
Yeah.
Oh, those are a dangerous thing to have.
Truly.
Yeah, we probably do lean a little more toward not necessarily all sci-fi or anything, but I mean we do talk a bit of Game of Thrones. I know Ben's a big fan of Walking Dead. Although House of Cards is not sci-fi, and we're very big on that show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that one's really good. Actually, a director who's directed a lot of those episodes, I hear, again, it's another show I haven't seen, is James Foley, who did episode 5, the big reveal one of Wayward Pines.
Oh, okay.
Well, now we can see why it was so good.
Experience. Yeah, no, that was one of the best. That was a great experience. I felt incredibly safe with him. Probably the safest I felt all season, to be honest.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, he was incredible.
Well, I know we're getting close to the end of our time with you, but I can't go without mentioning that Adam and I are both huge fans of A Knight's Tale. And that movie was such a great, solid movie. And, it was so much fun to watch. I wasn't aware at the time watching that movie that was actually your first major role, was it not?
It was, yes.
So, I mean, I gotta wonder what it was like for you to have your first major role be a movie that's so, that's such a fan favorite of so many people? It's like, it's gotta make you feel good, at least knowing that now.
Yeah, well, mostly I'm so proud because so many people love it years later, and that makes me happy for the director and writer, Brian Helgeland. I love Brian till the day I die. I think he's just a special person. He's of an older order. They do things a different way, and I love that. He's very classic and epic, and his writing is so solid. No cutting corners, just like a solid, amazing, classic screenwriter. And I just got lucky, I got lucky, and I also worked hard for it. I think being 20 and, I grew up in Reno and never having acted before really except for commercials and music videos where you don't have any lines and you're just expected to just look pretty and dance around. I jumped in a really fearless way that I still to this day try to remind myself of and grab again, because there was nothing to lose. It was a casting director had seen me and asked me to audition for it, and she probably even thought it was a fluke and was just kind of like, this girl's interesting, let's try this, and didn't think it would go. And then my first reading was strangely okay. It was like I said, I was just going for it from such an innocent place, and it was actually working, but it wasn't quite there. And so then I did another reading, but it was better. And then because I kept getting called back, it was giving me more confidence, and so it just kept getting better and better. And I won it. I won it fair and square, and it was an incredible experience. But I do. Sometimes I think about oh gosh, I wish it hadn't happened so early, because I would have loved. I do feel envious for people that had school, proper schooling and a place to fall down and get back up. I've definitely learned as I go, and it's been a ride, so many different kinds of movies and characters and kinds of directors. And like I was saying before, I'm someone that's just the instrument's really very adaptable and can be terrible if the director's terrible, and the writing's terrible, and can be great if the director's. And I think when you study and you have technique, it's nice to always be able to come through for yourself, no matter what.
Yeah.
If the director's good, So that would be my only, if you were to say regret for having done something so kind of soon or naively, but mostly it's just been, everything, like I said, everything happens for a reason, and you just go for the ride.
Yeah.
I think at least back then, not many people can say this, but back then, at least your every then high school aged boy's major crush that year, at least I know that much.
That's so funny too, because she's such a snot. But I think about it now, and it's, I have not watched it in a very long time. It's so hard to watch things.
Oh, it's always on TV.
And it's so hard when it is. I'm like, just change the channel. But such a snot. If I was a young boy, I just, And anyways, I think it's funny.
There was the one scene, it was on this weekend again, so I actually did watch as much of it as I could, but there's the one scene where she had made him lose, and then he lost, and then she made him need to win, and Heath's character just gives that look, and I had the same look on my face, just like a woman, make you lose, and then now she wants you to win.
I remember Brian telling me once, he was like, I just had to, even though you're reading, your first reading wasn't, it wasn't like it was the best, you got better as we kept calling you back, but there was something in the way you were sitting, you were so naturally a princess, so maybe I was a snot, maybe I am a snot, I don't know.
Nah, I don't think so.
The last 20 or so minutes, I would say no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
You guys are cute. Well, it has been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem at all. We want to send our listeners your way to follow you on Twitter. You're at Shannyn Sossamon. And
yes, and same with Instagram, Shannyn Sossamon.
Okay, yeah, we'll send people your way there as well as following Wayward Pines Fox on Twitter. And of course, check out Wayward Pines Thursdays, 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock Central. Shannyn, thanks so much for joining us. This was great.
Yeah, thank you guys too.
So, All right, guys, we will be back with the Showcast right after this break.
Hey, y'all, this is Reggie Ledoux, otherwise known as Charles Halford from True Detective on HBO. And you're listening to Next Level Radio.
She said I do!
I'm so glad you played that. I knew you were going to play that because you told me before, and because I was thinking the same exact thing when she said it.
Yes, it was just so funny when she said it. I was like, that is the first thing that came to my mind.
Same thing with me when she said, "Oh, you guys are cute." I was just thinking she thinks we're cute. So, but she was an absolute sweetheart. So special thanks once again to Shannyn. That was she was a sweetheart. She was so much fun to talk to.
Oh my god, yeah. And the thing is, like, some of our, like we said before, we've had a ton of great guests. Some of them, we talk to them before we start recording the actual interview, and just when they do the interview, their personality flares up a little more, like they overemphasize their personality. She was the same off air as she was on air. Like, what you heard is her personality. Like,
yeah,
she's just fantastic.
Exactly.
Did you get her number, bro?
She called us, bro. She has our number.
It's probably saved in our Skype, so we have it.
Through the magic of radio, do you want to hear something real quick?
Sure, why
something
not?
For the Rudolph 100th anniversary.
The Rudolph 100th anniversary?
Yeah.
Do
you want to hear it?
It hasn't... Wait.
I'm just 100? Exaggerating. I don't know. Whatever anniversary it is. 20th,
okay.
30th.
I was going to say 100th.
Sure,
go for it.
The next anniversary, this will be in the special edition.
Gee, I gotta go back. Would you want to go with me?
Uh-huh. Rudolph. You guys are cute.
That was impressive.
You worked on that for like a whole 2 minutes, didn't you?
Yeah, that didn't take long.
That was impressive.
That was fun, though. Yeah. But yeah, like I was telling some people about that this weekend, too. I think our interviews are good because, like, obviously they're on to promote something, mm-hmm. So we want to touch base on that. But, I mean, these guys are going through the motions so much, talking about the same thing over and over again, promoting it. And we kind of, like, steer them away from it towards a point in the interview.
Yeah, we touch on it at some point.
And it gets them, like, when we kind of go away from it and we talk about other stuff, it's kind of like, oh, okay. And they kind of open up a little bit, which is...
Yeah, we learned that
really good.
We've had over probably close to 70 by this point in the last year and a half. So, I mean, we learned that through time. And, I mean, we still, we're booking them most of the time through the network. So we have to talk about the show. And especially Wayward Pines. You and I are such big fans of it. But it's fun to talk about other stuff, too.
Well, I mean, like, even with Godfrey, like, we spent most of the conversation on Bullseye, but that's just because, like, he made it fun to talk about Bullseye.
Yeah.
Like, asking him, like, would he ever do the stunts, and his reaction, fuck no. Like, that was fun. So, but, yeah. But let's move on with the podcast, work towards wrapping things up, and let us hit Adam's weekly update.
And now, the Showcast Weekly Update.
This week's weekly update brought to you by Shannyn Sossamon because she thinks we're cute.
She said I'm cute!
First up, Billy Joel and longtime girlfriend Alexis Roderick got married in a surprise ceremony on July 4th. Said Joel of his now fourth wife, "I've never been so happy and look forward to spending the next 5 to 10 years with her."
That was good.
NBC has announced that its religious series AD The Bible Continues has been canceled. God could not be reached for comment.
Jesus.
What? That wasn't a... Please. Another celebrity split to report this week. This time, Ben Affleck and Jennifer Gardner have called it quits. Apparently, a relationship built on 2 really shitty comic book movies is not a solid one.
You're good this week. Keep going.
Yeah.
I think I'm not laughing at the joke. I'm laughing at Steve's reaction.
That's part of the reason why I'm laughing. Like, it was funny in itself, but Steve's like...
I love what Steve gets at. Like that really loud one laugh blast. Fantastic. Thank you, Steve.
That's how you know you hit the mark.
Yeah. Brings tears of joy to my eye. Last one. Game of Thrones fans are speculating about Jon Snow's fate because actor Kit Harington still had long hair when he was seen at Wimbledon this week. Really? For God's sakes, people, let it go. What's next? Kit Harington was spotted taking a piss. He must be coming back because though he never did it on camera, Jon Snow probably took a piss or two.
Yeah.
Like, these stories are getting out of hand. That really wasn't a normal news story, but I just had to vent for a second because it's getting out of hand. Like,
maybe he just likes this long hair.
Every 2 weeks, every week I see a new thing. Like, this is why Jon Snow's coming back. This is why. Give it a rest. It'll come back in like March or whenever, and you'll find out.
I mean, God forbid we actually take Kit Harington's word for it when he says he's not coming back.
Yeah. He's a liar.
You can't believe him. He's only an actor in the show.
Yeah.
So, but that takes us to the end of this week's podcast. No interviews as of yet scheduled for next week. But that can change at any time, as we found out like a week or two ago when we weren't supposed to have anybody, and we had, we were only supposed to have one, and we ended up having two.
Well, the 1 week we weren't sure, and we ended up having Joel. Or no, we had Michael J. Nelson on.
Mike Nelson, that's right. Yeah. So as you know, anything can happen. There's a couple irons in the fire. We're still waiting to hear back. So,
like Kevin Garnett said, anything is possible.
Anything's possible.
Are you on a boat?
Yeah.
So the only way to know for sure if we're going to have somebody next week is to either tune in and listen, which you should do anyway, or download and listen, rather, or check out our website, which we're always constantly updating. Anytime we book another interview, our website, nextlevelradioonline.com, automatically gets updated, so you will see it right then and there on the website. Special thanks to Shannyn Sossamon from Wayward Pines and Godfrey from Fox's Bullseye as well. Both great interviews who are a lot of fun to talk to. You guys have anything else to add this week?
You son of a bitch.
It still works. That's so funny.
No, I don't think I have anything.
Happy birthday to America.
There you go. Belated birthday.
Yeah.
To America. Cool. So with that being said, go out, watch John Wick, and
no.
Just kidding.
No,
yeah, I know.
You son of a bitch.
It's still funny.
So with that being said, we will see you guys around the bend. Take care. See ya.
Later.
Peace.